decades of the Mumbai Mafia. Marketing in the media, he has worked for the Asian Age, Mumbai Mirror, Midday and the Indian Express. He's also the associate producer of the HBO movie Terror in Mumbai, based on the 26/11 terror strikes. He lives with his family in Mumbai. Now to introduce our author. She's journalist career. She has covered various beats like crime, worked with Hindustan Times and Daily News and Analysis, that is DNA, where she's on Chota Rajan after he was deported to India in October 2016. Indian film director and producer, his work as a filmmaker. We can blame the scriptwriter for this. His work as a filmmaker includes...
Privilege and honor to have Rohit here to launch the book. I mean, when I approached his office, I did not know that Rohit would be like so quickly accept the invitation to come and be the chief guest today and launch Jyoti's book. We thought about this book, for me, Rohit was the best candidate. I mean, someone who's from Karnataka, who knows this city, who's been interested in kind of crime reading and doing thrillers. So for me, he was the best guy, but I was very unsure if he'll accept it. So the moment I mentioned to him and he readily accepted, you have no idea how delighted I was. Actually, I'm very fat and old, otherwise I would have gone out and done some bhangra. That he accepted my request to be the chief guest today. Well, coming back to Jyoti Shelar, Bhais of Bangalore is a very intricate and a very complex book. Believe me, someone who's not done any reporting in Bangalore, does not know about the city, I mean, except for her tourist visits and all, it's, I mean, quite difficult to go cover the city, know the city geography, the political history, and not just that. No, that was not a blast. So to do this kind of mafia history and to talk about the dons of Bengaluru is amazing, incredible. And those who have read the book, they will know that how she started off with the genesis of, crimedom in the city, from the wrestlers who turned the dons and how they finally ruled the city. Just one point I would like to make here, which you will read throughout as a thread in the book. Most of the criminologists have mentioned, which now can be seen in this show at Netflix called Mindhunter, that people don't become criminal because of their genetic leanings. You can't say that a criminal's son will be a criminal or a saint's son will not be criminal. It is the surrounding, it is the atmosphere, it's the people around him that drive him to take to the life of crime. So you can't say that it was because of circumstances that he became criminal, as most of the criminals would like to say, whether it is Dawood Ibrahim, Arun Gavli or whoever, that halat se majboor ho gaya. It's a very cliched explanation, but absolutely unbelievable. What makes them a criminal is actually their surrounding, their own leanings. The surroundings influence them in such a way that finally they decide to take to crime. And as you will read in this book and most of the crime books, that they go on to not just be a criminal, but they want to dominate as a criminal, which we all know is not because of circumstances at all, but by their own choice and volition. Here, I would like to say that Jyoti Shelar has done a fabulous job, that despite being a health correspondent with Mumbai Mirror, she has gone and done a book, which I wish I could have, done or be, involved in some way to do the research, but entirely everything is her doing. She only called me at night to say that I'm safe here in Bangalore. Otherwise, everything has been done by this girl here. So please, loud applause for this girl.
Thank you everyone for coming. The research for the book was very interesting. I was going to a different city. I've always been a reporter in Bombay. I have never worked outside the city. So that was the most fascinating aspect. I was going to a new city. Initially I was worried because I didn't know whether people will talk to me, whether they're going to give me interviews and things like that. But I kept pursuing them and things fell in place. So that's about it. I've dealt with the topic as a reporter, the way we go to, people looking for stories, that's the way I have treated it. The only difference is that I was chasing dons, so that was slightly difficult. Because why is it difficult? The dons in Bangalore, they are very image conscious now. Most of them.
Me and Hussain sir go a long way because we've met a lot of times, discussed a lot of things, and I'm a fan of his work. The strange part, let me tell you, the moment I came here and sat, I realized that it's Bhais of Bengaluru, chief guest Rohit Shetty. Jokes apart, I had the privilege to read the book because Jyoti Hussain Bhai came to my office one day that I thought just a generic meeting or a conversation which we regularly have. So he said, Jyoti has written a book, and by then I had not met Jyoti, so I was like, okay. And she's written a book on underworld and Bangalore underworld basically. So I was like, oh, quite interesting. And she would like to meet you. And then enters this girl. So I was like, you went to Bengaluru? She's like, yes. You stayed there alone? She said, yes. For 6 months, she said, yes. Quite confident, and I'm really proud that I'm sitting next to a brave girl like Jyoti. And she was so cool about it, like her whole attitude was like, yeah, so what, like. And then, one thing after when you read the book, and we all are into Netflix and Amazon now, that's the beauty of any book, because when you see a film, you're watching a vision of a director. What the director is trying to tell you, the story is trying to tell you, or the characters are enacting and moving the story forward. Whereas when you read a book, you become the director. And so it's so interesting when you read this book. It will be like you're watching a series on Netflix. Everybody will have their own point of view.
Wow.
Everybody will, and one thing will happen in Mumbai is that all the remaining Bhais who have left from Mumbai underworld, they'll be in an ego. When you read the book and you realize, as she said, that they have turned into white collars and they're still there in Bengaluru. Some are running newspapers, some have become hoteliers, some have become producers, I believe, and they are living happily. They were that smart. And it's an amazing book. As Hussain Bhai said, that the germ, if you see, whether if you have read other books of Hussain Bhai about Mumbai Dons, basic of underworld, the birth of underworld or of a Don is similar. Either it is politics, or either it is revenge, or either it is that they are in need of money. There, Mumbai also had wrestlers. There also you see they had wrestlers who have turned into henchmen and then done power game, politics, fight for religion, fight for a language. And it's amazing. It's like when I read the whole book, it was, for me, it's like I've seen for free, I've seen 10 episodes on Netflix on Bhais of Bengaluru. It's that well written. So I'm really proud of you, Jyoti. Thank you so much.
So what we'll do is that we'll unveil the book now so that the media can take photographs, and then after that we can have a question answer session, say about 15-20 minutes, right? Is that okay?
Is it? I'm okay, yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we all have been waiting for, can we have an encouraging round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen? The Bhais of Bengaluru.
Thank you very much. Mafia underworld?
My CEO, George Cameron, and many of my staff, when I fire them a lot, 3 days later they'll tell me, you should do a film on Don, sir. you should do a film on underworld. You'll do really good. But it's
So they
quite.
only see the incarnation of Don in you.
So, but it's quite. I do always feel like making a movie on or a web series on something like this. It's quite interesting and intriguing because at the end of the day, they are intelligent people.
True.
It's not that they are, some dumb who's tried to do something. When you read it minutely and their characteristics, they are businessmen. They are calculative, just doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, yeah. So you mean you have future plans for this kind of enterprise?
Definitely, definitely.
Okay. I would like to know that, just one question after that. I'm sorry, you guys are... Among the underworld and mafia, who do you think is the most interesting character?
It's a very tricky question. I have to see how many of them know me or they can find my number. If I say now that he's interesting, tomorrow morning I'll get a call, okay, we'll fund it, make it, and then my life is gone for a toss. So I'll tell you in a closed door
just
meeting.
somewhere from the Azamgarh or Ratnagiri, that kind of thing.
So, it's quite, okay, they won't be offended, they'll be quite thrilled,
Okay.
but I'll be in trouble.
Sure.
And I make Singham. So I can't do this. I get fire from both the sides.
And have you ever thought of acting yourself? Like so many directors now, Karan Johar, Anurag, they have started acting in movies. Have you ever thought that you will also act and become a Don in some movie?
You also think like my staff.
No, I'm just asking.
You could have told a bank manager
No,
also.
because Anurag played a mafia character in some movie. Karan Johar played a Don, so I thought maybe...
No, I'm happy directing and I'm happy doing television.
No such plans at all.
No, I'm a very bad actor, I believe.
You never know. So guys, now it's your turn. Whoever wants to ask questions from Jyoti and Rohit.
Yes, you can raise your hands. You can send the mic there.
That's for Jyoti.
Hi, Jyoti. My question is to you. Why did you focus particularly on Bengaluru and why is it such a prominent part of your title?
We decided to focus on Bangalore because Mumbai is written about too much. No, but that we wanted, Hussain sir wanted mafia from the other cities to be written about. Initially, we weren't even sure if Bangalore would yield such interesting stories. So when I was just doing my basic research, I came back with like interesting characters and I told him that, I think there could be more and let me go there. I think it will work out. So that's when we decided that let's just go ahead and do it. But he has several cities in mind. So he was discussing yesterday that he's exploring mafia books on other cities as well. So this is just Bangalore. Mumbai is done. We'll
There is
have
a
more
series of other
No, there
bhais
are
coming in
two
from
such books in the pipeline. One is about Kolkata Mafia and the other one is about Butchers of Bihar. So you may see those books say in 2018 and 2019. Yeah.
But when you read this book, it has quite a similarity of Mumbai. The way they function, or the growth of the city itself, or the politics is almost like Mumbai. The culture is like quite. You will identify with Mumbai crime. If you have read all the other books, it's like, oh, they were also like us. It's just that they were smarter.
Why only mafia mutuals? Because there are several topics.
Questions for Rohit?
No, not for me.
honestly, when Hussain sir said that do you want to do a book, I said yes. So if he would have told me to write on any other subject, I would have happily done that. He gave me a few options. He said that, let's discuss these ideas. I was fascinated with Bangalore because I always wanted to go and work there. As I told you, I have never worked outside the city. So I always wanted to go and report there. So this was my chance. I just used it. I just said, okay, I'll go.
Any incident you would love to share?
Not incidents in particular, but there were interesting meetings. One of the Dons, Muttappa Rai, when I chased him a lot, there's a movie coming up on his, character now. But I chased him while I started researching for the story in Bombay. And I just couldn't get through him. Finally, when he said yes, I went to meet him. It was kind of tricky because there were so many bouncers at his building, and then everybody was making calls on those small walkie-talkies saying that okay, there's somebody called Jyoti here, upar bhejna hai, nahi bhejna hai, all that thing, like all that kind of stuff was happening, and it actually made me nervous. For a moment I thought, should I be going up or no? So there were interesting things like this, but other than that, I used to call him and say that, you know, tomorrow I have a meeting with so and so. He has been acquitted in a murder. He's been acquitted in kidnapping. What to do? So he said, देखो थोड़ा सा देखो बराबर लग रहा है तो जाके करके आओ. So it was just impromptu, like the way people started calling me for meetings. I kept going and things fell in place. Yeah.
Those are very anxious moments where I used to say, I'm going to meet someone having 4 murder cases against him and 2 rape cases. So I used to get very anxious. Then I say, okay, talk to me if you go there. Call me the moment you come out. The moment there's anything fishy, just give me a call right away from there. And like I'd also called a couple of Bangalore officers that in case if there's any SOS call, because it will be difficult for me to reach there, at least some Bangalore cop can go to a rescue. So it was very dangerous, risky mission. I don't want to tell the details because Jyoti's mother is sitting here and she'll be thinking that what I put her daughter into and what risky project she was assigned. But well, this is her bravery and courage that she got it.
Jyoti, did the fact that you're a female make the access to these people difficult for you at any point?
Sometimes they were happy to meet me. No, but they were suspicious. Generally, since I was coming from another city, they would be suspicious of me. So they were not very, very open. I had to chase them a lot. Like I had to pursue them to like several times, and you know that's when they got convinced and they spoke to me.
So how was that like? How did you establish your credibility to them?
I used Hussain Zaidi's name a lot. I honestly used his name a lot, and then they like after being a reporter for like 12 years, it works out. Like you know how to chase your sources the way we do. So that's the same approach that I applied there. But I didn't find anything like, what do you say? Just because I was a female, I didn't think that their response changed. Yes, some were more enthusiastic to meet me, but that's about it. Yeah.
Were you ever scared meeting them alone at night that there could be some dangers here involved for you?
Few times. I was a bit worried when I went to meet Muttappa Rai, just because the setting was such. There's this guy called Tanveer, who is also now not into crime anymore. He does real estate. So when I fixed a meeting with him, there's a cop who helped me out to fix a meeting with him. But when everything worked out and I was like finally going to meet him, there were like these 6 men on bike who came. And they just inquired like, "Aap Jyoti ho?" So all that happened, and then they said, "Okay, wait here." They went, and then that's when somebody came, took me from a particular place, and then I happened to meet him. So they're very, very suspicious. So this was one time when I was like really worried. Okay, 6 bikers, and then I'm going to meet Tanveer. So yeah, there were some moments like this.
You also met Gauri Lankesh for your book. So how was that experience? The kind of help she... Wow.
I met Gauri Lankesh at the very, very beginning when I was just starting to research. So she helped me a lot. She helped me to put the chronology in place because she knew a lot about the mafia there. She knows the most about 2 of the most known dons who are now reformed, Muttappa Rai and Agni Sridhar. She had a lot of information. So she helped me in putting my contacts in place when I had none in Bangalore, and putting the chronology in place. So, and that helped a lot because in the initial days I was scattered. I was all over the place. So yeah, she played an important role.
Hi, wanted to ask you about the writing process. So it seems that you started off with interviews, research and then interviews. How did you take it from interviews to what seems like a storybook, I mean, I've not read it yet, but the way you're talking about it. So how did you take it from there to that?
So I've tried to be as descriptive as possible, something that I might not do in my news reports because I end it in like 450 words or so, but I've tried to, I gathered as much information as possible, be it from their childhood or what they ate and what they did and everything. So that kind of helped me in keeping it descriptive. So I'm glad that Rohit said that, you know, it looked like a Netflix series. I felt that, okay, I'm in a better place. So I tried doing that.
Well, Rohit, what do you think are the flaws of the narrative? Why do you think it's too graphic? It's too interesting?
It's too interesting. There's no flaws, I think. And I would like to ask something to Jyoti. Like when you, like if we talk about Rai, Muttappa Rai, that okay, we know that there were 6-7 bouncers and they were like there were calls going up and down. But the moment when you met him, so what was your thought that whom you're going to see? That obviously we think of someone that he's a Don, he's a retired Don or whatever. So okay, this will be his behavior, or this is the way he's going to talk or not, or he'll be rude or he'll be suspicious, whatever. So once you met him, I want to know about that moment. How was he?
He was, okay, it was completely opposite. So when I met him, he came across as a extremely well-behaved, polite man who could pass off as probably a very well-to-do businessman. So he was completely different than the kind of image that I had in my mind. So he's groomed himself so well, he's groomed himself over the years so well that if you don't know about his past, you wouldn't know that this man has had anything to do with crime, ever.
I have two questions. Number one, I presume this whole book, narrative, I have not read it, but it is all factual. Am I right?
Yes.
It is factual. But when you did interview these Dons or Bhais or whoever, I'm sure there must have been a lot of fiction in what they told you also. They wouldn't have told you full truth. They must have also, as you said, they are conscious of their image. So they must have tried to show how they were forced into it, or how, you know. So how did you separate the fact from the fiction, or how could you determine what is fiction, what is fact? You would have to eliminate certain things, isn't it?
So I haven't just relied on the interviews of the Dons. I have interviewed a lot of their gang members, like all small-time gang members. So I got, say, like if I have to write a certain part, I've got that information from multiple sources. Yes, yes. So it is obvious, since I said that they are extremely image conscious, they would all say good things about them. They would talk about how, you know, even if they were doing something wrong, they would give money to the poor, and they would, like, you know, do things for, you know, social cause. So I have tried to rely on multiple interviews, and there were times when I was getting all the good parts of it, but I've tried to, you know, cross-check that information, and I've tried to basically narrate the story in that way. So if I had two versions, there have been, there's this interesting attack on a Don at a hotel in Bangalore. So there are two versions to it. So I've tried to narrate both the versions in a way that, you know, they can flow, they can be a story, and you have both the things at once. You know that what people know about the attack. So
this is to Mr. Hussain. You said we know there are Bhais all over India, in various cities. Now, which, from your experience, which city would you say is the capital of Bhais?
See, as you all know, the answer that, of course, Mumbai is not just the financial capital, and because money is the honey, you will see all the, you know, ants or all the bees going towards it. So basically, Bombay is the capital of crime. You see, most of the Bhais here are like trying to be the lords of the crime here in this country. But to add to your question, interestingly, during your research, you realized that Bangalore Dons are sharper, shrewder, smarter than the Mumbai Dons. Mumbai Dons are big bunch of jokers, but these guys are very strategic, very smart. See how? Tell me. In Mumbai Dons, Dawood is on the run, Arun Gawli is convicted in jail, Abu Salim is being extradited here, Ashwin Naik is like on the run most of the time, you're bound to a wheelchair. They never had a long-term plan. In Bangalore, there's a Don who has become a newspaper baron now. He's a media magnate. Imagine what a plan. Muthappar Rai is a businessman and there's a biopic being made on him and he is choreographing the biopic. Don't you think they're so smart? So, which is what I'm saying, that we realize that despite this being a technology city, these Dons have something very special in their head, which Mumbai Dons don't have.
Which means that there is another idea for another book, and that is a comparative study of the various Dons.
She has already done that. Actually, if you go through this, there is also some analysis here in this book. Yes. Thank you.
This one is for you. So any idea, any plans for a film based on her book? Second, what she said about Muthappar Rai, how he looks and how he looks, does that mean we are not conditioned by how the villains are portrayed in cinema? You know, they have to look like that, fearsome. So, but in reality, it could be just a normal person like you and I.
Yeah, but he's reformed. We don't know how he was those days. But when you read the book, you will realize that many of them are like what the cinema Dons are. And one interesting chapter, I don't want to be a spoiler, but there's quite a humor in it. It's called Rowdy Sheet, that the cops have they have a sheet in a book kind of a thing in Bengaluru, where they call it a rowdy sheet. So earlier in the 80s and early 90s, it's written in the book, is like, they used to write down that he stays here and this is his house number or whatever, gully number, this, that. Now they have a Facebook account, Twitter account. So it's quite interesting that way, you know. You have to read it, like, I don't want to be a spoiler.
So please, one last question and then we wrap up for the evening. Yes, ma'am? You were supposed to say if you're threatened. Yeah, not the feedback. That's a euphemism for threat. Have you been threatened so far?
Not yet.
On the way, perhaps, after the launch now. Okay, guys.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. The copies of the book are on sale. You can kindly go and buy them, and our author will be more than happy to sign for you. And thank you so much, Mr. Rohit Shetty, for joining us. Can we have the encouraging round of applause?
Thank you, sir.